Hello, everyone, and welcome to Rock Studios. I'm Stan Miller. I'm the PR and Analyst Relations Manager for Rockwell Automation in the EMEA region, and I'm joined by Åsa Arvindsson. She is our North Region Vice President in EMEA. Åsa, welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Stan.
So excited to have you here. So we're here to talk about the Connected Enterprise Production System and what you're seeing in investments in technology. So my first question for you is, what are the areas of investment you're seeing companies prioritize to further their goals in becoming a connected enterprise?
I think many of our customers are still trying to figure out what to do with data and really how to collect data and how to combine data in a way that really can give them some insight and how to use it and really to take decision on it. So many are still struggling to really understand which systems do they need to do, where do they get it from. So many of the investments right now is still on processes and how to manage the data to really to get the analytics together and to be able to see something.
Interesting. Okay. So let me ask you this. What are the most significant common challenges that the Connected Enterprise Production System and investments in technology, what can they solve?
I think if you look at the challenges, it's mostly because there is so many investments. There are so many areas to do investments in, and to really choose and prioritize and know that the decision you take to invest is actually going to be long term and it's going to enable the things you really need. I think that's the hardest thing to do in a company. There are so many areas that needs to attention. So you really need to, as a customer, to really think about, the holistic picture. What's the architecture of the holistic connected enterprise to really take the decisions of investing in also the base technology to really enable you to collect the data. So that's I think is the most challenging piece, to get the holistic plan together.
Yeah, that's interesting. And in your conversations with customers going into those, are they going into those conversations thinking holistically, or is that consulting and guidance that you often have to, in your team, have to provide?
I think it's very often needed. I think they're also looking and asking for guidance in many cases, especially since they don't really understand how to connect the full factories down to the floor. We have customers that have come to us and say, we want to do this, we want to see this, we have a fantastic solution we're investing in to show us this. And when you start to take interest in what are they going to look at, then you realize they don't really collect that data yet. And then, of course, we can guide them and we can help them and we can do this. But it's a step-by-step process to assure that you collect the right data. It's not just the amount, it's about the right data.
That's interesting. So in those beginning phases and identifying the right data, are you seeing customers start small and then scaling up? Do they start with very big, ambitious projects? From your perspective,
I think many have very big ambitions, but our advice is to take a step-by-step approach, but really be clear on your goals. You have to have ambitious goals to really take the right steps as well. So understanding why they want to do something and what it's needed, it's key to really get to these measurable outcomes and really to be able to visualize the right things for them to take decisions on.
Makes sense. What do you see the ripple effect of this investment being further down the road for businesses that are embracing change right now?
Well, I think all are on some kind of journey. I think there is so many things that affects the companies today that is driving change. We can see, not just economical change in the environment, but also, from a sustainability perspective and so on. So, of course, it's hard to kind of prioritize and choose the right things. But the effect very often when you start and you kind of start to defining what you want to see is that you actually see that this is things we need to plan for. It's a journey for coming years. You know that the investments you do is going to stay there for a long time, so it's important to do them in the right order to get to the first measurable outcome and the low-hanging fruit, so to say. So I think we do start to see a ripple effect. We do start to see that the investments you do can be used for different areas, both to become more sustainable, but also productive and drive down consumptions when it comes to energy, water, taking care of waste in the circular economy and so on. So I think more and more it's coming together, and you can start to use the investments you do broadly to drive measurable outcomes in all of these areas.
I think that's great perspective, Åsa. And thank you so much for joining us in the studio. Always a pleasure to connect with you and sharing your perspective and when it comes to these digital transformation projects. And thank you for watching. If you're interested in learning more about the Connected Enterprise and the Connected Enterprise Production System, please be sure to visit rockwellautomation.com, where we have lots of information for you to continue learning more about the offering.